Guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Bird Brain Podcast, where the goal is to rise above it all, stay elevated, create that infinity of pure you. I'm your host, Isaiah, and today I want to ask you guys, are you a good detective or a terrible surgeon? When things go awry in your life, breakups of any kind, when things just deteriorate and there are pieces left, do you immediately go in with a knife and you start cutting away at yourself? Or do you kind of examine the situation like a good detective would? Pick up some clues, you pick up history, you do whatever is necessary to make sure you have a proper view of the scene versus you thinking that you automatically have to go in and start cutting away at yourself and fixing yourself because there's something wrong with you. What if the only thing that's wrong with you is the fact that you think something's wrong with you? And that sets the tone for everything else. I think it's easy when we feel either rejected or redirected that the first thing we default to is like, well, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? What wasn't enough? What could I have done better? What if, you are doing the best you can and you are more than enough in the situation that's meant for you? You will always be enough for a situation that's meant to be yours. And, situations can change. And when they do, that indicates that there's some growing happening. Or maybe there's not, But the one thing you should not do, if you are a person of true character and you work at just being better every step of the way in life, then you are not allowed, to ask yourself, what's wrong with me? From this day on, we don't do that anymore. You don't say what's wrong with me. Because what you're telling yourself is that I need to be fixed. There's something that's off. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. All right? And, we hear a lot of times when we go through something that's painful. Let's use relationships as an example. When something happens and it breaks and it ends, and you're left with these pieces of like, wow, I don't know what happened or what's going on. Someone says it gets better. It only gets better if you are taking better care of yourself. Otherwise, it stays the same. And when we talk about the importance of communication in all relationships, even if there isn't good communication in a relationship, that's also communication. Because that tells you something. If you are in a situation and you walk away from it and you say, well, I didn't get honesty, or they felt distant, or we just weren't seeing eye to eye. Those three things. You want somebody to be close. You're speaking to your younger self right there. Your younger self or your other self is speaking to you. Hey, I need something. I need attachment. Or hey, I need more communication. Hey, I want to be understood. When we talk about things or situations, that's always an opportunity to listen. When a relationship ends and you talk about why it ended, or you can't figure it out, a lot of times the things that come up are indicative of what's important to you. So you just have to listen. Also, when a relationship ends, that's always an opportunity for you to better your relationship with yourself. And I know it sounds weird or it doesn't make sense, but think about it this way. Again, whenever something ends, it's because something wasn't working, right? Okay. Listen. Because now you have the opportunity to either seek that somewhere else or figure out exactly what is important to me that I needed there, but I wasn't receiving. Now you have better wherewithal. We're all people of patterns in history, and it's important to understand that we are not able to fix other people. When things fall apart sometimes, it's not our job to fix things because they come with a history that we don't know about, just like we come with a history that they don't know about. We're only meeting each other in the present moment, but how we take care of ourselves leading up to that moment is vital and it's necessary. So I challenge you moving forward, no more asking what's wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you. The only thing that's wrong with you is the fact that you think that something's wrong with you. And You know, like any good detective, you scope a scene, you gather clues, you gather history, you gather patterns, and you don't always condemn yourself as the main perpetrator. But sometimes the calls are coming from the house. In other words, you know, the world isn't telling you that something's wrong with you. It's you telling yourself that something's wrong with you, and you go out into the world with that, and therefore the world reinforces it because you are seeking relationships that justify and reinforce the thing that you think is wrong. And we do that. So how about you start taking better care of that? You be more of a good detective than a bad surgeon. You know, take time to heal through things, take time to work through things, but more than anything, take time to listen to yourself. Listen to the things you talk about. Listen to the things that you say to yourself. And be willing to ask yourself, hey, is that true? You know? And just because there's a ending of something, it doesn't mean, or it should not, reinforce those negative beliefs about yourself. You know, sometimes we seek out things, again, to reinforce what we already think. You know? But it's important that you stop doing that. You take better care of yourself, you listen to what you're saying that you need, you be patient, and you allow yourself to heal. And you work on your relationship with yourself so you can have better relationships with everyone else. All right? I hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope you guys take care of yourselves, for one, and I hope you guys take care of each other, because how you take care of yourself is how you'll take care of others. I love you. Drink water. Take flight.